gigs you love to play every year?
Well,
you don't do just Irish music. You do a lot of stuff, don't you?
no, yeah, I grew up playing classical music, and when we started touring with this Celtic Christmas show, we thought, why to showcase one of the other types of music that we love, and so we arranged a duo version of one of the movements from the Four Seasons by Vivaldi, and winter being the season where Christmas is, we thought it would be beautiful to play that piece, and it's really fun to play
Beautiful.
as a duo.
And it's sometimes the reaction, I've seen it over the last few years, the reaction you get from that, you're doing all this Irish stuff and the Christmas stuff, and then you do this classical. And I'm telling you, the crowd kind of erupts with enthusiasm when you do that. I don't know if it's because it's different, but it is just, it's classic. And you do a wonderful job on it. And I want to tell you, I've been at nearly all your shows through the years. I think last night, I don't know what it was, maybe it was just me, I thought it was one of the best I've ever seen.
Oh.
Tom, you had some great
Right
stories.
on,
Tom Foley, here, Tom Foley all the way from County Limerick. It's unusual to have a Limerick band on here. Yeah, get close to the mic there, Tom.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Because an awful lot of Mayo people come through here, you know that, don't you?
Mayo could help us.
God help us, yes, indeed. We hear that a lot. Once in a while we'd have a Cork person on or a Dublin person, but I think you were the second Limerick person. The other one I had was a professor, if you would say, what was his name?
Mick Maloney?
No, Rowan O'Donnell. Rowan O'Donnell, he's a professor of history at Limerick University. He was here, he has a couple of books out, and he was here last year. We talked to him. But Tom, this year you had some new stories. How long did it take you to make that one up?
Story?
That was great. I loved it.
You know, Joe, yourself, all my stories are true.
I know that.
Yeah.
Corpse.
Yeah. So I don't have to make them up.
But there you go. Especially that one about the live corpse. that was good. And you know, when you got through, that was about 8 or 9 minutes long, I would say, or maybe more.
Oh, more, yeah.
More. And I was really struck by how quiet the audience stayed. Usually you won't get it's hard to keep people's attention when you tell a story that long.
It really is these days, yeah.
And you did an incredible job on it.
Yeah, I think there is a hunger out there actually for simple storytelling. It's something in our DNA. I think it brings back memories of people sitting around the fire.
Oh my
times
gosh,
doing
yes.
it. Yeah.
And I had my daughter Mary was with me, and I was telling her about the last week that I went to in Ireland, and you brought back some memories too, except of course in the case of the week that I was at, it was corpse was actually dead. Yeah, actually dead. But it brought in, when you talked about a lot of the things there, I remember it from so many years ago, and I remember the last American wake I was at, and that was in 1958, I think. I was in the house and all the neighbors were gathered around. There was an accordion player there, and they had, for the food, they had goose. They had killed a goose for the food. But then it got into the singing, and I remember Mickey O'Boyle getting up to sing Noreen Baughan, and the mother of the boy that was leaving. You talked about the wailing the other night.
Right.
It was the awfulest wail I ever heard in my life. She just completely broke down with the saying, you know the song, what Noreen Baughan, about
Right,
the song
of course,
of immigration.
yeah.
So you brought back some great memories to me the other night. But Tom, you've been doing this for what, 25 years?
22 years, yeah.
22 years. How'd you get started on it?
I was in a town called Ashland in Oregon, and I was married to an American woman, and I used to tell her these stories, you know, and she said people would love to hear these. And one night she came home and she said, there's an open mic at the library tonight, and I'll send you up. And I had never done anything before in public, and something made me go down to do it, and I told a little story, and there were probably 20, 25 people there. But one of those people was from NPR, and she took a great interest in what I was doing, and she really helped me to get going on this road. So that's more or less how it started.
You could have knocked out Garrison Keeler.
I think he's down for the count now, isn't he?
Yeah,
We won't talk about that one. But it's so interesting. I think it was Steve Jobs in his book that said still the best form of communication is still the spoken word. And that coming from a guy like Steve Jobs, can you imagine? And it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the world has gone crazy today. The people have all this great technology and best iPhones in the world, and they don't answer the damn things. They want you to text them back, and then they answer when they feel like it.
Yeah.
So you find that too, huh?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and even major corporations now are hiring storytellers to tell the history of the corporation to people who are joining it, or when there's a merger. That nobody really knows the history, and nobody knows how to convey it, and they want someone to put it in the form of a story that is easily understood and is accessible.
The spoken word.
Yeah, spoken word. Yeah.
Yeah, I think which is probably more interesting. I think it would hold people's attention much better than the technology.
Yeah, because I mean, I think as humans, we are built to tell stories and to listen to stories.
Your performers that are with you, I know Edwin and Bill have been with you for a good many years now.
Yeah, Bill's been with me for 21 years.
21 years, and he's your like a musical director.
He's the music director.
Musical director. And Edwin, how long has Edwin been with you?
4 or 5.
4 or
Yeah,
5. I think
yeah.
you've got a secure position, Edwin. I think you have. Do you think we should get them to play something?
Oh, we should, for sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Would you like to play something,
Yeah,
guys?
we'll do Danita and Craig's Pipes. You want to tell them
Okay.
that? Yeah.
Great. So the first tune they're going to play is an old Irish air called Duniha Ud Ibahal, and in English that means that night in Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm. And you can hold that
A
microphone.
real Craig's Pipes.
And follow that with a nice fast reel called Craig's Pipes.
Yeah, you can pull the microphone a little close. You can use that mic there, Bill. Right there. Okay, here they are. Bill Coulter and Edwin Huizenga on WHK. the Irish show on WHK, AM 1420. What do you think of that, Eddie? That's what you missed the other night while you were sitting in traffic on 271.
I
This
was
is
supposed
what
to be
was
there last night. I'm on the east side, and it was snowing, and I got into the car. It was bumper to bumper traffic. Somebody probably ran off the road, and I sat there for a half an hour, and I said, "To hell with this! I'm going to get something to eat and drink."
No, Eddie, I know what you did. You saw.
I had the wife. I couldn't do it, you know.
You saw a bar that had whiskey for 70 cents a shot.